It features 20 new pieces of artwork. It's supposed to provide power-packed fun drafts. The cards are aimed, it says, at Legacy, Modern, and Commander. And hilariously enough, one of the promotional lines is, in each pack you can expect one of the 15 cards in the pack to be a rare or mythic, followed by an exclamation mark. That made me chuckle. So, let's take a look at this. We'll evaluate it based on... we'll evaluate it based on the cards that are in here, but also on whether it hits the notes of being Iconic Masters. And they did also mention that it will contain iconic creature types, hydras, angels, demons, and things of that nature. So, the breakdown of the cards, there's 15 mythics, 53 rares, 80 uncommons, and 101 commons. Let's go on through, take a look at them all. Starting out here on the first screen, we have a bunch of juicy mythics. These will be our most exciting cards from the set. These will be the biggest drivers of the set combined with some of the rares. So we start out with Avacyn, Angel of Hope, which is a really solid angel. The next card is Mana Drain, which is the linchpin for the entire set. This is the poster boy for the set. This is the thing that motivates the sales of the set overall. Getting yourself a foil Mana Drain, getting yourself Mana Drains. This is the first time since Legends, aside from the Judge promo reprint, that you would even have an opportunity to be able to acquire a Mana Drain. So that is going to push sales of this set, no doubt. We've got Necropotence, and that is an iconic and powerful enchantment. And by the way, Mana Drain and Avacyn both hit the iconic notes for sure. Thundermaw Hellkite, again, definitely an iconic card. It's a big fat dragon. It did see some tournament play, so it can totally fit in here. Channel is definitely iconic. I have a real issue with it being mythic. This is your Comet Storm level garbage mythic. Now, arguably, they did it so that there wouldn't be too many Channel Fireball combos happening in draft, but I think that's just an excuse. They could have easily gotten away with making Channel rare, and it still would have shown up in some drafts, but in a box, there would be maybe 2. So you'd still only get maybe 1 showing up in a draft, maybe 2. So making it mythic to me feels like just their way of putting a cheese card into the mythic slot. Now the good news is, that's actually the only mythic in the entire set that feels like a cheese mythic that shouldn't be mythic and is complete garbage. We've got the Cycle of 5, the 5 Praetors from New Phyrexia. Now these are powerful cards, and as well, they totally do appeal to the Commander crowd. So they're nailing it in terms of providing cards for Commander there. These are all solid additions of varying value. Obviously, things like Elish Norn and Jin-Gitaxias being the most sought after, I believe, followed by Vorin Collection Sheoldred and Urabresk. And then, rounding up the mythics, we have the Archangel of Thune, Consecrated Sphinx, Obnixilis, which are all solid mythics. They're not... Obnixilis is probably the second least exciting mythic in the set, but even then, he's a pretty strong card. So, him staying at mythic and being one of the mythics in the set works. Consecrated Sphinx is amazing. I don't care about Archangel of Thune. It's never excited me, but I understand why people like it. Kiki Jiki is cool. I'm not sure how I feel about them shoving him into Iconic Masters after so many other reprints. They're just... I don't know. This one is... There's value there, but it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel... It doesn't feel satisfying. It's going to feel satisfying if you crack it in terms of value, but it doesn't feel satisfying as an inclusion into Iconic Masters, even though it is a goblin. It's probably just due to the number of reprints. Primeval Titan, one of the 5 Titans, the only one they chose to include. Excellent choice, since this is the one that had the biggest impact and is the most iconic of those Titans. And it's a giant, which is an iconic creature type. Sphinxes fit into that too. Then we have the Dragon Spirits from the Kamigawa block, starting off the rares. Now the rares, there aren't as many valuable cards in this. Not a big surprise there. Not too many of these rares are going to make people specifically want to crack packs. But on the other hand, a lot of these rares, you're not going to be super disappointed if you do crack. So they have the 5 Kamigawa Spirit Dragons that all have an effect when they die. And then we have a couple of really interesting rares. The Auriok Champion. Now this card had gotten up to really high prices because these all basically had been snagged up a long time ago, back in the original block they came back out and back in Mirrodin days. So there are not a lot of Auriok Champions kicking around. This definitely cranks it up. It is an iconic card and a cleric, so it fits into that creature type thing. Ancestral Vision is iconic on its own, but also ties into Ancestral Recall, and the card has a pedigree of its own, obviously. So in this case, it's definitely an excellent inclusion. Abyssal Persecutor gets in on the fact that it's a demon. They didn't make it mythic, which is a really good choice. Anger of the Gods, I don't like being in this. This does not feel iconic. Theros cards like this, they just feel like they're shoved in to take up spots, and so that they can do more iconic masters, basically. I don't think that they did as good a job as they could. I think they intentionally portioned this shit out. This is the second master set that we're seeing within 6 months. 2 master sets in a year, guys. So my guess is they're probably going to be doing another iconic masters, trying to go back to the well, and so that's why they're putting stuff like this in. Curse of Predation falls into the same kind of category for me. I don't know if that's some commander special that I'm not aware of, but it's just kind of I don't know. It doesn't feel iconic. Austere and, more importantly, Cryptic Command are really excellent choices. It's good that they didn't put the entire command cycle in. The Cryptic Command especially is a really valuable card, along with the Auriok Champion and Ancestral Vision. Those are the kind of rares that will drive pack sales. The other cards, I mean, Anger of Gods is one of your fuck you rares. That's definitely a garbage rare. Bloodghast is an excellent inclusion. The Vampire, it's iconic. It saw a lot of play. Bogart and Hellkite, hell yes. Dragonstorm was massively, massively iconic, so that belongs in there. Genesis Hydra makes it in on the fact that it's a powerful Hydra. Emiria Angel is a disappointing angel. I don't like it. I don't think that it should be in here. Day of Dragons is a complete garbage rare that they just want. Well, it says dragons on it. We can shove it in there. Lord of the Pit is iconic as hell. It is definitely a garbage rare, but it totally actually belongs in here. I mean, if you're going to have garbage rares in a set, which you're going to have, really, they're never just going to be able to make a set that's all good. That's foolish to think. But Lord of the Pit at least is iconic and fits into the flavor of what they're trying to do. So that works here. And that's good with me. I like the Lord. I don't like the Lord of the Pit as a card, but I like it for what it represents. I've been in the game forever. Charmbreaker Devils, on the other hand, it doesn't feel iconic at all. It feels like a just shoved in card that they just were like, meh, whatever. Genesis Wave has seen a lot of play as a powerful card. I don't know if it's exactly iconic, but its inclusion in here doesn't feel wrong, so that's okay. Path of Bravery should not be in here. It doesn't feel all iconic. It's whatever. There are all kinds of enchantments you could put in here. White enchantments that are creature boosts. Path of Bravery is a garbage choice. Flusterstorm is another card that's going to drive pack sales. It's a big valuable card that was originally one of the commander decks, making it harder to get. This will push its value down, but it's still, considering how useful it is, it's still going to be a card people want. And it's got some funky artwork. Knight of Souls Betrayal. This does not feel iconic. It feels like it's shoved in there. Crucible of Fires feels like shoved in there just because it mentions dragons. Does not feel iconic. Lotus Cobra tied into the Black Lotus originally and saw heavy play when it was originally in Standard and still sees heavy play. It is an excellent card. It is iconic. Restoration Angel is iconic to the point where even though it's been reprinted so many times, it doesn't feel like a bad include. Sphinx of Uthin, they're just getting away with putting it in because it's a Sphinx, but it's not a great card. Runescarred Demon is amazing, and a demon works well. Magus of the Moon, now that is an excellent include. That's for the modern folk. That card is value right there. That will push pack sales and is definitely iconic because it ties into Blood Moon and has its own power level. It's clearly established. Obstinate Baloth, no idea how you made it in here. Don't understand the justification. Sarah Ascendant is really cool. Totally belongs in here. Teferi Mage of Zhalfir, part of Magic's history and a really strong card. Excellent inclusion. Thoughtseize. That's not her ear, but that is a really good and iconic card. Scourge of Velkas gets in on being a dragon. Plus it has that awesome artwork with that knight rearing up there, facing off against it. Rampaging Baloth, not sure how you made it in here. Abzan, now we can move into the uncommons where it really, really gets dicey, guys. This is where Wizards just kind of were like, we're just going to shove shit in. They've got 25 years of stuff to draw on, and they could have picked iconic stuff, and they just shoved rub-a-dub-dub junk in here. Abzan, Battle Priest, garbage. Aetherize, how is that iconic? Bladewing's Thrall makes it in because Bladewing is a cool character. He's been across multiple things. He's a zombie dragon that they put in this set, so it works with him and is iconic. So that combo totally works. Coordinated Assault, get out of here with your Theros garbage. Assault Formation, while it's not iconic, I do like it when they drop rares down to uncommon like that to make them more accessible. So that one gets a pass from me. Falconer, Broker, Jank, Bog Brew Witch is another one of the rare drops down to uncommon. I mean, to make it so that you can play with it in draft and get the combo going a bit better, it is kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, a witch, it's like magic, whatever. They had some old school witches. The artwork is insane. I give the Bog Brew Witch a pass. Dragon Tempest is a downgraded rare. That one gets a pass for me. Carving Caryatid, I just love as a card. That one gets a pass for me as well. That's like really cool. And it's a throwback to old school walls, and I just enjoy it. A Johnny's Pridemate saw a lot of play. It's a powerful card. Condescend is also a powerful card that saw a lot of play. Both those feel iconic. Doomblade, iconic as hell. Fireball, you frankly can't get more fucking iconic than Fireball. Channel being in here with it is dope as hell. Still do not agree with it being mythic. Enlarge, this giant cat is bullshit. That is not iconic. Angelic Accord, garbage. Distortion Strike, they took this from common to uncommon, which is absolute balls in my opinion. That was fucking nonsense in an attempt to make more value on commons and to preserve the value of Distortion Strike. I think that some of the things that Wizards of the Coast does is intentionally with an eye to the secondary market and to make a certain level of value into their set. And Distortion Strike specifically hits me as one of these attempts where they take a card that was originally printed as common, that had creeped up to being $1 or $2 common, and instead of printing it as common, because this card would not unbalance a draft or make it completely broken, so instead of printing it in common, they printed it uncommon to preserve the value and make less of them show up overall in the market, and that way it keeps the pack value up because you can get these uncommons that are worth something. So this to me smacks of intentional manipulation, and I do not approve of it. It's the complete opposite of when they downgrade a rare to an uncommon, and they almost always just downgrade rares that really aren't that exciting or valuable to common or uncommon. They rarely do it with something of value. Sometimes they do though. Haunting Him does not feel iconic at all. They could have easily put in something like Hymn to Turok, or I don't know. Haunting Him is not iconic. Gutter Snipe is not iconic. Give like where's Bombardment? Where things like that, you know? Hero's Bane, no, not at all. It's a Hydra, but get out of here. Burn Forge Tender saw a lot of play. I'm willing to, I don't know, that one's on the fence. Fogbank definitely gets a pass. That's iconic, it's really cool, it's an old school wall, definitely. Indulgent Tormentor is a rare drop to an uncommon, that gets a pass. Same with the Hoarding Dragon, and they're both demons and dragons fitting into the iconic. Hunting Pack is absolute garbage, don't know how the hell you figure that's iconic or what it's doing in here. How does this, like you've got Storm, you have 20 fucking 4 years to draw on you greedy pricks, and you put Hunting Pack in here. And Great Teacher's Decree, good lord, that's awful. Illusory Ambusher is really neat. I like that card. I think that's cool they put that in there. Murelk Nightblade is garbage. Should never have been put in here. They put too many cards that are recent. Monastery Swiftspear is recent, but it's so heavily played and used, and it's basically iconic at this point. You see it everywhere. Inspiring Call was never, and most likely will never be iconic. It's garbage. Sarah Angel is iconic as fuck. Illusory Angel is an angel illusion with amazing artwork and is a cool card overall, so that also gets a pass. Noxious Dragon, whatever. Prodigal Pyromancer, as a nod to the original Prodigal Sorcerer Tim, I will take it. If they didn't put Tim in, that's fine because it's outside the colored pie now, and they want to change it and they're not giving blue direct. I can respect that. Lure. Now this is amazingly iconic, dude. Luring a Thicket Basilisk back in the day was like almost a rite of passage for a green player. Lure is so iconic that it's totally dope that they put that in here. And they have it on uncommon, which has been what Lure has always been printed at. That's neat. Swords to Plowshares, yep, iconic as hell, totally belongs in here. Mahamodi, while it is a garbage rare, it is iconic from the very beginning of the game, absolutely. Absolutely, and it's friggin' brought down from rare to uncommon, which takes away any complaints anybody could have. That's really cool. Sanguine Bond. Now this, honestly, surprised me. I did not expect Wizards to do this at first. This is a rare that was actually of significant value, that even after being downgraded to an uncommon in this set is still like a $3 or $4 rare. So this is an example of Wizards taking a rare, downshifting it to uncommon. Unfortunately, because I'm so jaded and cynical in terms of how I believe they do things, I think that this was intentionally done and they only did it with one rare like this because there aren't enough value uncommons in the set and they want to manufacture more, essentially. So you get things like the Rift Bolt you see beside it, that's guaranteed to be a value uncommon, and they could have printed it common. There's no way that would bust standard, but nope. It's more valuable for them to make it an uncommon. You're not going to get common Rift Bolts like you did before. Now it's an uncommon. So, Rift Bolt at uncommon, Sanguine Bond drop down from rare to uncommon. These are both to entice you to get packs. They both feel iconic though, I'll give them that. Overgrown Battleman is not iconic to me. Topin Freeblade, I don't even know where that came from. I don't know how they get away with putting that. Skywise Teaching, Tavern Swindler, Sultai Flare. Like, look at this row. Stagger Shock, yes. That's all play. Maybe give it a pass. Not too bad. Kind of iconic. Everything else in this row, garbage, nonsense. Wing Shards is iconic from this row. Windfall is definitely iconic card. Cool old school reprint. Plus the artwork is really, really neat. That chick just shoveling gold is dope. Ulcerate, nope. Surreal Memoir, nope. Undercity Troll, big nope. Inoc Bondkin, Amass the Components, Balagad Scorpion, Battle Rattle Shaman, Aerial Predation, Angel of Mercy, Bewilder, Balustrade Spy, Borderland Marauder, Crown Ceratok, Benevolent Ancestor, Claustrophobic, Butcher's Glee. All of that is garbage. None of that is iconic. Not a damn thing I just listed off, maybe with the exception of Angel of Mercy, is iconic at all. This is supposed to, as I said, you're supposed to have a power-packed fun draft. Remember, commons and uncommons comprise most of your draft experience, guys. Most of it, okay? You're only going to get 3 rares at most unless people pass you more. That's not a big part of your pool, dudes. Alright, so then we come into Draconic Roar. Burn, that's okay. Not particularly iconic. Dirkwood Bailoff, not iconic. Blinding Mage, Diminished, Child of the Night, nope. Dragon Egg, ties to Rook Egg, Dragon, but didn't really see much play. Don't know if you can get away with calling that iconic. Dustdale Worm, fuck no. Disenchant, absolutely iconic. Dissolve, retarded and insulting. You could have easily reprinted like Dissipate or a more iconic old school counterspell. Dead Reveler, garbage. Dragonlord Servant should have been the 3-cast dragon. All dragons cost 2 less from Scourge. This is absolute bullshit. Greater Basilisk is a nod to the Thicket Basilisk. Throwing a Basilisk in is totally acceptable, and this is definitely better than a Thicket Basilisk in almost every regard, except with Allure. So, I will say that gets an iconic pass. Doom Traveler, fuck no. Doorkeeper, no. Duress, yes, very iconic. Discard there. Earth Elemental is iconic from the beginning of the game. Hunt the Weak, no. Dragon Bell Monk, Elusive Spellfits, Eternal Thirst, no. Furnace Whelp will get a yes because that is basically almost a Dragon Whelp, and that's what they're going for here. That's iconic. Ivy Elemental, never seen anybody play with that in my goddamn life. That's a rare. Downshifted all the way to common and jammed in here. Fuck you. Even downshifting it from rare doesn't get you a pass on that one. Emerge Unscathed, no. Frostlink. Festering Newts with the Bubbling Cauldron and the whatever, so that's fine. Fury Charm, no. Jotty Offshoot, fuck no. Guard Duty, no. Jace's Phantasm, yes, definitely. Foul Tongue Invocation, no. Should have been Cruel Edict or any other edict. Hammerhead, no. Lead the Stampede, iffy. Guided Strike, Jesse and Thief, Grizzly Spectacle, Heat Rain, and Tuco Shaman, Infantry Veteran, all no. Mana Leak, affirm, yes. That is an iconic counterspell. Phyrexian Rager references Phyrexia, which they're not doing much in here. Phyrexia is very much iconic in Magic, so yes, gets a pass. Keldon Halberdier, garbage. No, that's nothing. Nature's Claim, yes. Ionis Judgment, Mnemonic Wall, Rakdos Drake, Netcaster Spiders, all no. Kiln Feed is iconic and was used quite a bit. Totally gets a pass. Pentarch Ward, Ojutai's Breath, Reeve Soul, Mark of Mutiny, Phantom Tiger, no. Seeker of the Way, you know what, he saw enough play, downgraded to common, I'll give him a pass. Phantom Monster is iconic as hell. Rot Feaster is not. Splatter Thug, Praise Vengeance, Stalwart Haven, no. Repeal, yes. Virulent Swipe, no. Pillar of Flame, no. Should have been Lightning Bolt. Search for Tomorrow, yes. Student, River Reel, Alias, White of Priest and Sink, Tormenting Voice, Timberland Guide, Survival Cache, Shriekgeist, no. Wrench Mind, give it a pass. Trumpet Blast, Wall of Roots is definitely a yes. Sustainer of the Realm, no. Thought Scour, we'll give that a yes on the mill and the sheer amount that card has been used. Thorough Kill Assassin, Vent Sentinel, Wild's Eyes, no. So as you can see, we are getting a lot of cards that do not hit the criteria they were guaranteeing us. This does not feel like a power-packed fun draft environment. Now, we have not looked at everything, so let's continue. We're looking at the fucking Blood Baron of Viscopa. Yeah, he doesn't feel very iconic. Firemane Angel, no. Glimpse the Unthinkable definitely does. Hypersonic Dragon, no way. Not a chance. Knight of Reliquary, iconic, yes. Malfagor, no. Savageborn Hydra, yes. Simic Sky Swallower, yes. Spearmonger, fuck yes. Supreme Verdict, yes. Iconic Wrath of God style effect. Azorius Charm, if you're going to pick a charm, I suppose that is the most iconic one. Bladewing the Risen, the zombie dragon who's appeared in multiple incarnations throughout the story, is very iconic. Blizzard Spectre, no. Chronicle of Heroes, you have to be fucking kidding me. Corpse Jack Menace Vagina Face is not iconic. Electrolyte is iconic. Jungle Barrier is iconic. Lightning Helix is very iconic. Roshin Meanderer, while not iconic, drop down to uncommon, is very cool. Biscopa Guildmage, get fucked. Aether Vial, yes, definitely iconic. Oblivion Stone, iconic as hell. Serum Powder, while not as well known, it is a value card. I don't know about iconic, but I'll give it a yes. Bubbling Cauldron, because it's tied in with that whole fucking witch thing, we're going to give it a pass. Dragonloft, Idol, whatever. Colahan Monument. I can't even believe you put a monument in here. Who gives a shit? Mishra's Bauble, excellent reprint. Get those in the hands of people. That's iconic and useful. Mindcrank, yep, that's the Rack Vice kind of, let's give a nod to those kind of cards. So that's cool. Palladium Mirror is awesome. Pristine Talisman is a nod to when Phyrexia invaded and they printed it with both symbols. And that was pretty cool. So that is iconic. Sandstone Oracle is not iconic. Thran Dynamo, iconic as hell. Trepanation Blade, no. Darksteel Act, yes. Guardian Idol, no. Mindstone, yes. Mannequin, no. Moonglove Extract, nope. Rune Servitor, Star Compass, and Scion of Ugin, all no's. Okay, so for the cycle of reprinted lands, some of these are iconic, some are not. I approve of them reprinting all 5. That's totally cool. The Bounce lands representing the Ravnica guilds, that can feel iconic. Those guilds have been here for a while, so I'll give those kind of a pass. And then Evolving Wilds, yep, that's iconic. Radiant Fountain, I don't know about iconic, but well used. And Shimmering Grotto, whatever, those have been around forever. So that is, I believe, everything from the set, is it not? Okay, so that wraps up taking a look through all the spoilers. And overall, I would have to say that the set itself does not, it delivers in terms of giving you a lot of angels, demons, all the iconic creature types, yes. Power Packed Fun Draft, I don't know. A lot of beloved Magic cards, the more you moved into the commons and uncommons, the less it felt like that. So cards aimed at Legacy, Modern, and Commander, it honestly does seem like they reached out to a number of formats with this. So, I mean, they put Mana Drain in there. Clearly, they're willing to work with Legacy. There are some Modern staples in there, and some nice cards that appeal to Commander players. So, my friends, that wraps up the spoiler. And the other thing, the other video we'll have on this will be the actual full-on product analysis of Iconic Masters. So, stay tuned for that. Thanks for checking it out, and see you next time, guys!
I just have to say, we are the 6th color of Magic.